Hello everyone, welcome to the Duolingo English Test Practice channel. Today, we're going to explain a question type called Speak About the Photo. Before we start explaining the specific content, please note that the images used in this course are either AI-generated or copyright-free stock photos. Alright, let's begin introducing the question format. First, let's take a look at the question format. Speak About the Photo has a very simple format. We just need to verbally describe the image we see when answering the question. This type of question will appear once in each test. Note that this is a speaking question, so when answering, we should try to ensure a natural speaking pace and clear pronunciation. Before answering this question, we have 20 seconds to observe the image. Please use this time wisely. In addition, we only have one chance to answer. After we start recording, there is no way to pause or cancel and re-record. Lastly, please pay more attention to fluency when answering, as this is a very important scoring criterion for speaking tests. Next, let's look at the categories of Speak About the Photo questions. Here are some sample images. Everyone can observe these images and try to guess the categories. Alright, let's look at the specific categories of Speak About the Photo questions. Speak About the Photo questions can be roughly divided into three types: people, scenery, and objects, and animals. In the following videos, we will introduce and explain each one. First, let's look at the people category of Speak About the Photo questions. First, let's look at the steps for answering people category questions. We can start with the overall scene. Begin by describing the background or setting of the image. Mention whether it's an indoor or outdoor scene, the time of day, and any relevant colors or features. For example, we can say, the picture shows a group of people gathered in a lush, green park on a sunny afternoon. Then we can describe the people. Talk about how many people are in the picture, their ages, genders, and any notable characteristics, such as clothing, hairstyles, or accessories. For example, there are 5 people in the picture, including 2 women, 2 men, and a young child. The women are wearing summer dresses and wide-brimmed hats, while the men are dressed in casual shirts and pants. The child is wearing a bright red shirt and shorts. In the third step, we can mention their positions and postures. Explain how the people are arranged in the frame and describe their body language and what actions they're performing. For example, we can say, the 2 women are sitting on a picnic blanket, chatting and laughing, while one of the men is standing nearby with a camera, taking a photo. The other man is playfully chasing the child, who is running with a big smile on their face. In the fourth step, we can discuss facial expressions and emotions. Describe the expressions on people's faces and the emotions they seem to be feeling. For example, everyone in the picture looks happy and relaxed. The women have warm smiles on their faces as they talk, and the man with the camera has a look of concentration mixed with amusement. The child's face is full of joy and excitement. Then in the fifth step, we can discuss any other details. Mention any other elements in the image, such as objects, animals, or other people in the background, which can add to the overall atmosphere or story. Like, in the background, we can see other park-goers enjoying the day, including a couple walking their dog and a group of friends playing frisbee. In the sixth step, we can summarize the overall impression. Finally, sum up the general mood or theme conveyed by the image, such as, this picture captures a joyful and carefree summer day spent with friends and family in a beautiful park setting. In the last step, we can use our imagination and personal experiences. Connect similar scenes or events that have happened to you to expand your answer and extend your speaking time. This method can be used to provide a more comprehensive response. For example, the picture reminds me of a family picnic we had last summer at a nearby park. Just like in the photo, we spent the day laughing, playing games, and enjoying each other's company. The atmosphere was so warm and joyful, and it's a memory I'll always cherish. This way, we can completely describe a people category image. After understanding the steps to answer people category questions in Speak About the Photo, let's look at some common ways to expand on topics. When answering Speak About the Photo questions, we can expand from the following directions, such as number of people, gender, age, clothing, background and environment, actions and behaviors, positioning and posture, other elements, atmosphere and theme, imagination and experience, facial expressions and emotions. Expanding our answers from these directions will make it relatively easier to develop a stray, speak about the photo answer. Let's look at the question below. One difficulty with image questions is that they are not easy to organize answers for, because we don't have any prompts to help us answer. But actually, during practice, we can ask ourselves questions around the image. For example, if we look at the questions on the left side of the image, if we answer these questions in order, we can organize a complete answer. Next, let's try to answer this question. Well, from this picture, I can see that there is a kid who has curly blonde hair. In this step, we describe the number and appearance of people in the image. Then we can say, she is prostrating on the grass and blowing a dry dandelion flower with rapt attention to describe the actions and behaviors of the person in the image. We can see that she is wearing a white sleeveless top, so we can predict that the weather is mild. In this step, we mention the person's clothing and the weather. I guess this adorable kid could be a kindergarten student, and she doesn't have much coursework to do every day. So she could have enough spare time playing outside. Here we make reasonable guesses and associations about the background of the photo. That reminds me of my childhood. When I was a kid, I liked to play in a park in my neighborhood. There are beautiful gardens and an open grassland, just like the one in this picture. My friends and I have taken numerous photos in the park, and it was fun to play out in nature. In this step, we can relate to some of our own life experiences. Here, we must note that when doing speak about the photo questions, we cannot start with associations and imagination right away. We must first objectively describe the image to ensure the relevance of the answer. At the end of the answer, if we still have time, we can comment on the image itself. For example, we can say, personally, I think playing out in nature has numbers of benefits. For instance, outdoor play encourages children to run, jump, skip, climb, and be active, helping people to stay fit and healthy. Besides, nature provides an environment that encourages exploration and discovery, which can reduce stress and improve mood. And I believe the kid in this picture will benefit a lot from playing out in nature. At this point, we have completely answered the sample question. Let's summarize and recap the answering steps for people category questions and speak about the photo. In the first step, describe the people in the image, such as the number of people, gender, age, appearance, posture, actions, facial expressions, occupation, identity, etc. Next, we can describe the background in the image, such as the environment, background objects, weather, other people and things in the background, etc. Finally, we can expand on associations, such as background stories related to the image, personal experiences, etc. In this way, we complete the answer to this question. Next, let's learn an answer template for Speak About the Photo. This is an answer template suitable for images with only one person. It helps us organize our answers. Pay attention to the font color of the template. The blue font is the template sentence, and the red font is the part we can replace in the answer. You can pause this video and take a screenshot to save these template sentences. After familiarizing yourself with these template sentences, let's try to use them to answer. We continue to use the previous sample image. Note that our sample answer also has two font colors. The blue font is the template sentence we just talked about, and the black font is the content we fill in when answering. Well, from this photo, I can see there's a person pictured, specifically a little girl. She looks to be about kindergarten age, with curly blonde hair and an air of innocence. The girl seems to be engrossed in blowing a dry dandelion flower while prostrating on the grass. This makes me think she's feeling joyful and carefree, perhaps because of the simplicity of the moment and the freedom that comes with childhood. Based on her white sleeveless top and the outdoor setting, I would guess she's enjoying a mild weather day and maybe a kindergarten student with lots of spare time to play outside. In the background, I can see a wide expanse of grass, reminiscent of a park or a large garden. This setting makes me imagine a day filled with laughter, exploration, and fun childhood games. Overall, this picture reminds me of my childhood days. The sense of freedom and joy I perceive reminds me of the times when I used to play in a park in my neighborhood, similar to the one in this picture. We had beautiful gardens and open grasslands, and my friends and I took numerous photos there, just as this girl is doing. Or this photo could portray a simple yet profound story of the joys of childhood. I imagine this captures a happy, carefree moment where she's fully engaged in her play, oblivious to the world around her. The scene looks like a beautiful tableau of a day in the life of a child, underscoring the importance and benefits of outdoor play, from physical activity to stress reduction and mood improvement. You can now pause this video and then take a screenshot to save this sample answer. Alright, we know that in the Duolingo English test, vocabulary complexity is also one of the more important scoring criteria. The more complex and advanced vocabulary we use in our answers, the more we can relatively improve our scores. So next, let's learn an advanced answer template suitable for single-person images to improve the wording in the previous template. Same as before, we split the template font into two colors. The blue font is the template sentence, and the red font is the part we can replace in the answer. You can pause the screenshot to save these template sentences. Let's try to use this advanced template to answer the previous question. Well, from this photo, I can discern there is a person depicted. I identify a little girl. She appears to be about kindergarten age, with curly blonde hair and an air of innocence. The girl exhibits blowing a dry dandelion flower while prostrating on the grass. This leads me to infer she is experiencing joy and carefreeness, perhaps because of the simplicity of the moment and the freedom that comes with childhood. Taking into account her white sleeveless top and the outdoor setting after describing her appearance and behavior, I would hypothesize she is a kindergarten student enjoying a mild weather day with lots of spare time to play outside. In the background, I can perceive a wide expanse of grass, reminiscent of a park or a large garden. This setting spurs my imagination to envision a day filled with laughter, exploration, and fun childhood games. Overall, this picture evokes memories of my own childhood days. The sense of freedom and joy I perceive harks back to the times when I used to play in a park in my neighborhood, similar to the one in this picture. We had beautiful gardens and open grasslands, and my friends and I took numerous photos there, just as this girl is doing. Or this photo could encapsulate a narrative of the simple yet profound joys of childhood. I imagine this captures a happy, carefree moment where she's fully engaged in her play, oblivious to the world around her. The scene looks like a vivid depiction of a day in the life of a child, underscoring the importance and benefits of outdoor play, from physical activity to stress reduction and mood improvement. All right, let's look at the next question. This is a multi-person image question. We can see two people conversing. Let's first learn a template sentence suitable for answering multi-person image questions. You can pause this video to take a screenshot to save this template sentence. Next, let's try to answer according to this template sentence. Well, from this photo, I can see that there are two people in the picture. Looking at their appearance, there are a woman and a man. They look to be about late 20s to early 30s years old. The woman has long dark hair and is wearing a white and blue striped button-up shirt. The man has dark hair and a full beard, wearing a dark-colored top. The people seem to be engaged in conversation at a small table. For example, they are facing each other and appear to be talking, with drinks on the table between them. This makes me think they are feeling comfortable and relaxed because they seem to be having a casual meetup or date. Based on their clothes and appearance after describing them, I would guess they are young professionals or friends meeting for drinks. In the background, I can see what appears to be a cafe or restaurant setting with a window visible. This setting makes me imagine it's a casual meetup spot, perhaps during a lunch break or after work. Overall, this picture reminds me of catching up with friends over drinks. The relaxed atmosphere reminds me of pleasant social gatherings in similar settings. Or this photo looks like it could tell the story of two friends or colleagues meeting to discuss something over drinks. I imagine they could be sharing news, catching up on each other's lives, or even having a casual business meeting. The scene captures an interesting moment of connection between two people in a public yet intimate setting. Similarly, we also provide an advanced template for increasing vocabulary difficulty, suitable for answering multi-person image questions. You can pause the video to take a screenshot to save it. Next, let's try to use this advanced template to answer the previous question. Well, from this photo, I can discern that there are two people in the picture. Examining their appearance, there are one woman and one man. They appear to be about late 20s to early 30s years old. The woman has long dark hair and is wearing a white and blue striped button-up shirt. The man has dark hair and a full beard, wearing a dark-colored top. The people exhibit engaged body language and facial expressions. For example, they are leaning slightly towards each other and seem to be in mid-conversation. This leads me to infer they are experiencing a pleasant, relaxed interaction because they appear comfortable and at ease with each other. Taking into account their clothes and appearance after describing them, I would hypothesize they are young professionals or friends meeting for a casual outing. In the background, I can perceive a cafe or restaurant setting with a window visible. This setting spurs my imagination to envision a casual meetup, perhaps during a lunch break or after work hours. Overall, this picture evokes memories of social gatherings with friends or colleagues. The relaxed atmosphere harks back to enjoyable conversations over drinks in similar settings. Or this photo looks like it could encapsulate a narrative of two individuals sharing a moment of connection amidst their busy lives. I imagine they could be catching up on personal news, discussing shared interests, or even having an informal business meeting. The scene captures an interesting moment of interpersonal engagement in a public yet intimate setting. All right, that's our explanation of the people category questions in Speak About the Photo. Next, let's explain the scenery and objects category questions in Speak About the Photo. First, let's look at the answering steps for scenery and objects questions. We can start with the overall impression, outlining the scene, time, weather, and emotional atmosphere. For example, this photo depicts a tranquil lakeside scene on a clear morning that evokes a feeling of peace and stillness. In the second step, we can describe the elements in the foreground and background. For example, in the foreground, a lone rowboat floats on the glassy water, while in the distance, rolling green hills stretch under a bright blue sky. In the third step, describe the details of the image, such as colors, lighting, and composition. We can say something like this. The golden sunlight spills over the hills, illuminating the vivid green grass. The rowboat cuts a diagonal line across the frame, dividing the image into equal halves. In the fourth step, we can describe the actions or emotions in the scene. For example, the stillness of the boat suggests a pause in time and movement, inviting the viewer to linger in this tranquil space. In the fifth step, we can express personal feelings or inspire imagination. For example, looking at this scene fills me with a sense of peace and renewal. It makes me want to spend a quiet morning taking in the beauty of nature. This could be a retreat to escape the noise of everyday life. In the final sixth step, we can summarize the key points of the scene or convey the theme. For example, overall, the soft colors and stillness of this photo encourage reflection and appreciation for the simple beauty of the natural world. It captures a moment of profound tranquility. All right. These are the steps for answering scenery and objects category questions in Speak About the Photo. Next, let's learn a template for answering scenery and objects category questions. Same as before, we split the template font into two colors. The blue font is the template sentence, and the red font is the part we can replace in the answer. You can pause the screenshot to save these template sentences. Okay, next, let's try to use the template sentences we just learned to answer the question below. First, let's observe this question image. This is a typical scenery and objects question. Let's try to answer this question. This photo depicts a picturesque rural landscape on a bright sunny day with clear blue skies, likely in late summer or early autumn. In the foreground, a majestic oak tree with spreading branches frames the scene, its leaves glowing golden in the sunlight, while in the distance, rolling green fields stretch out towards tree-lined hills on the horizon. The colors of the picture are vibrant and warm, with rich greens, golden yellows, and a deep blue sky. The sunlight reflects on the leaves and grass, creating a dazzling effect of light and shadow. The oak tree forms a natural arch that contrasts with the open expanse of the meadow beyond. The scene shows a tranquil countryside atmosphere, with no signs of urban development or modern intrusions. The viewer can imagine the gentle rustling of leaves in a light breeze and the chirping of birds in the branches. Looking at this scene makes me feel peaceful and connected to nature. It makes me want to take a leisurely walk through the fields and breathe in the fresh country air. This could be a perfect spot for a picnic or a quiet afternoon of contemplation. Overall, the interplay of light, vibrant colors, and natural elements convey a sense of timeless beauty and serenity. It captures a moment of harmony between the cultivated landscape and the wild, untamed aspects of nature. Next is the advanced template with upgraded vocabulary. Next, let's try to use this advanced template to answer the previous question. This photograph presents a tableau of a sun-drenched rural landscape on a clear, late summer or early autumn day. In the immediate vicinity, a grand oak tree with golden-hued leaves and gnarled branches contrasts with the expansive green meadows and distant hills in the background. The palette of the image is rich and warm, dominated by vibrant greens, golden yellows, and a deep azure sky. The brilliant sunlight casts a glow on the leaves and grass, thereby crafting a dazzling interplay of light and shadow. The oak tree delineates a natural archway that starkly juxtaposes against the horizontal stretch of the winding fields beyond. The ambiance of the scene exudes a tranquil countryside atmosphere, devoid of any signs of urbanization or modern intrusions. One can almost hear the soft whisper of leaves rustling in a gentle breeze and birdsong echoing from the branches. Gazing upon this vista stirs up sensations of serenity and a deep connection to nature. It compels me to embark on a leisurely stroll through the meadow, basking in the pastoral beauty. This could potentially be a perfect setting for quiet contemplation or a peaceful outdoor retreat. In summary, the harmonious blend of natural elements, radiant sunlight, and vibrant colors project a profound sense of timeless beauty and rural tranquility. It encapsulates a singular moment of perfect equilibrium between managed farmland and the untamed splendor of nature. Let's look at the next scenery and objects category question below. You can pause this video and try to use the template sentences you just learned to answer. Alright, let's see how to answer this question. This photo depicts a vibrant street scene in what appears to be a Mediterranean or Italian coastal town on a bright, sunny day with clear blue skies. In the foreground, a striking red building with green shutters and terracotta roof tiles dominates the view, while in the distance, a row of colorful houses in shades of pink, blue, and yellow line a narrow street. The colors of the picture are bold and saturated, creating a cheerful and lively atmosphere. The bright sunlight reflects on the building surfaces, creating a warm glow that emphasizes the rich hues of the facades. The red building forms a strong vertical line that contrasts with the horizontal stretch of the street behind it. The scene shows a quaint and picturesque setting, with no signs of modern urban development or busy traffic. The viewer can imagine the quiet sounds of a sleepy town, perhaps distant conversations, shutters creaking in a gentle breeze, or seagulls calling from nearby. Looking at this scene makes me feel transported and relaxed. It makes me want to stroll down that inviting street and explore the charming town. This could be a perfect vacation spot for those seeking a peaceful retreat in a colorful, historic setting. Overall, the vivid colors and traditional architecture convey a sense of timeless beauty and cultural richness. It captures a moment of serene Mediterranean life, inviting the viewer to slow down and appreciate the simple pleasures of a sun-drenched coastal village. Similarly, we can use the advanced template to answer this question. This photograph presents a tableau of a sun-drenched Mediterranean street scene, likely in a coastal Italian or southern European town, on a bright, cloudless day. In the immediate vicinity, a vibrant red building with green shutters and terracotta roof tiles contrasts with the colorful row of houses lining a narrow street in the distance. The palette of the image is rich and saturated, dominated by warm reds, cool blues, and cheerful pastels. The brilliant sunlight casts a glow on the building facades, thereby crafting a warm, inviting atmosphere that accentuates the vivid hues. The red building delineates a strong vertical line that starkly juxtaposes against the horizontal stretch of the winding street behind it. The ambiance of the scene exudes a quiet, timeless charm, devoid of any modern urban intrusions or bustling activity. One can almost hear the gentle rustling of laundry in the breeze, distant conversations echoing off the colorful walls, or perhaps the faint call of seagulls from a nearby harbor. Gazing upon this vista stirs up sensations of tranquility and wonder. It compels me to wander down that inviting street, camera in hand, to discover hidden cafes and local artisans. This could potentially be a serene getaway destination, perfect for those seeking to escape the hustle of modern life and immerse themselves in the laid-back rhythm of a picturesque coastal village. In summary, the vivid colors, traditional architecture, and serene atmosphere project a profound sense of cultural richness and unhurried lifestyle. It encapsulates a singular moment of Mediterranean allure, inviting the viewer to pause and savor the simple beauty of everyday life in this enchanting locale. The above is our explanation of the scenery and objects category questions in Speak About the Photo. At the end of this lesson, let's explain the animals category questions in Speak About the Photo. First, let's look at the answering steps for animals category questions. We can start with an overview, summarizing the scene, and mentioning the main subjects, animals in the image along with their surrounding environment. For example, in this picture there's a cute dog playing in a beautiful garden full of colorful flowers. In the second step, we can focus on details by describing the physical characteristics of the animals in the picture, such as their color, size, and breed. Like, the dog is white and fluffy, and it looks like a poodle. In the third step, we can describe the actions or expressions of the animals, noting what they're doing or how they appear. For example, the dog is jumping up and down, and it seems very happy and excited. In the fourth step, we can provide details about the environment in the image, such as the types of flowers, their colors, and quantity. For example, the garden is full of roses, tulips, daisies, and other flowers, and they are red, yellow, pink, and purple. In the fifth step, we can describe any other elements in the picture, including the presence or absence of people, objects, or background features. For example, there is also a wooden bench in the garden and a blue sky with some white clouds in the background. In the sixth step, we can summarize the main theme or feeling of the image, considering what the picture might be trying to convey or what impression it gives. For example, this picture shows a lovely scene of a dog enjoying nature, and it makes me feel relaxed and cheerful. In the final seventh step, we can share a personal observation or feeling related to the image to express your own attitude or emotional response. For example, I think dogs are very loyal and friendly animals, and I would love to have a dog like this one someday. These are the answering steps for animals category questions. Next, let's learn the answer template for animals category questions. First is the answer template suitable for single animal image questions. You can pause this video to take a screenshot to save these template sentences. Next, let's look at the image below with a cute dog. You can pause this video and try to answer this question according to the template sentences. Alright, let's answer this question. Looking at this picture, it's all about a dog that's right there in a room filled with moving boxes. Going into details, this dog is a small to medium-sized breed, possibly a Jack Russell Terrier or similar mix, with a predominantly white coat and some brown markings on its face. What's really interesting is what the dog is doing or how it looks. It's sitting attentively on top of a cardboard box, appearing alert and curious, with its ears perked up and mouth slightly open in what looks like a friendly expression. Now, about the place where it is. The room seems to be in the midst of a move or reorganization, with several cardboard boxes of various sizes stacked around. Besides this, you can see a small potted tree or plant with green leaves in the foreground, adding a touch of life to the otherwise beige and neutral-toned scene. The whole vibe of this picture is one of transition and new beginnings, with the dog at the center of the change. To wrap it up with my personal thought, this image captures a heartwarming moment of a pet adapting to a new situation, reminding us that home is wherever our loved ones are, even in the midst of change. Next, let's learn an advanced answer template suitable for single animal images. Similarly, we can pause this video to take a screenshot to save these template sentences. Let's try to use this advanced template to describe the previous image. Looking at this picture, it portrays a dog situated in a room filled with moving boxes. Delving into the specifics, the dog has a predominantly white coat with brown markings on its face and appears to be a small to medium-sized breed, possibly a Jack Russell Terrier or similar mix. What piques my interest is how the dog is behaving or its apparent mood. It's perched attentively on top of a cardboard box with an alert posture, ears perked up, and mouth slightly open in what seems to be a friendly, curious expression. Regarding the setting it's in, the room is clearly in a state of transition, with multiple cardboard boxes of various sizes stacked around, suggesting a move or major reorganization is underway. Additionally, there's a small potted tree or plant with vibrant green leaves visible in the foreground, providing a refreshing contrast to the neutral tones of the boxes and flooring. The overarching impression of this image is one of change and adaptation, with the dog at the center of a shifting environment. To conclude with a personal perspective, this photo beautifully captures the resilience of pets during times of transition. It reminds me that animals, much like humans, can find comfort and even excitement in new situations, making any place feel like home, as long as they're with their loved ones. Next, let's learn the template sentences suitable for answering multi-animal image questions. Please pause this video to take a screenshot to save the template sentences. All right, let's observe this image and then try to use the template sentences to answer. Okay, now let's use the template sentences we just learned to answer. Looking at this picture, it's all about the dog and cat that are right there in a sunny outdoor setting. Going into details, these animals are a golden-haired puppy, likely a small breed or mixed breed, and a young tabby kitten. What's really interesting is what the animals are doing or how they look. They're facing each other with curiosity, the puppy sitting upright with its fur backlit by the sun, creating a golden halo effect, while the kitten is in a more crouched position, looking up at the dog. Now about the place where they are. It appears to be a grassy area with dappled sunlight filtering through trees or foliage above. Besides them, you can see a small toy ball between them on the ground. The whole vibe of this picture is one of innocent friendship and curiosity between two different species. To wrap it up with my personal thought, this image captures a heartwarming moment that reminds us of the simple joys in life and the potential for unexpected connections. Similarly, let's learn the advanced template suitable for answering multi-animal image questions. You can pause the video to take a screenshot to save it. Then let's try to use the advanced template to answer the previous question. Looking at this picture, it portrays some dog and cat situated in a sunlit outdoor area. Moving on to the details, the animals have golden fur for the dog and tabby striped fur for the cat. Both appear to be small in size and seem to be a young puppy, possibly a mixed breed, and a kitten respectively. What piques my interest is how the animals are behaving or their apparent mood. They're facing each other with evident curiosity, the puppy sitting upright with its fur beautifully backlit by the sun, creating a glowing effect, while the kitten is in a more alert, slightly crouched position, gazing up at the dog. Regarding the setting they are in, it's a grassy patch with dappled sunlight filtering through what appears to be overhead foliage, creating a warm, natural ambience. Furthermore, there's a small toy ball placed between the two animals on the ground. The overarching impression of this image is one of innocent companionship and interspecies curiosity in a serene, natural setting. To conclude with a personal perspective, this charming scene reminds me of the pure, uncomplicated nature of animal interactions and the potential for unexpected friendships, evoking a sense of warmth and optimism. All right, that's our explanation of the animals category questions in Speak About the Photo. Welcome everyone to follow and subscribe to our YouTube channel to get more exam information and preparation strategies. See you next time.